Hello, I'm Tonya Rineer of TonyaRineer.com, and today let's talk about goals, baby. Got a little 90s music in my head, and I just can't help but sing sometimes. I want to talk to you about goals. So goals are often the thing that we struggle with so much, especially as we are creating business goals for ourselves, because not only do we have to articulate what our goals are, but then we have to break them down into manageable, achievable tasks and then take action on them. What does that even look like? Well, let's do that today together. So I invite you to get out a pen and a piece of paper and follow along with me. So as we set goals, it's important to allow our inner child to dream. What is it that you want your business to look like? Think big. And you can think far out into the future if you'd like. Whatever is necessary to get your mind thinking creatively and allow yourself to think of that big vision. So, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? What do you want this business to look like? What do you want to create with it? Do you want to change the world? And what does that look like? What is important to you? Oftentimes when I ask people what their goals are, I get answers like, I want to retire my husband. I want to pay off debt. I want to make $10,000 a month. I want 10 clients. Great. That's a great place to start. So when you start to identify what you want, then I would encourage you to go that next step and ask yourself why. What is that going to do for you? What emotions is it going to create within you? Get a little oomph behind those dreams and visions, because when you're emotionally attached to them, you are starting to create internal motivation. You are creating a little bit more drive to push outside of your comfort zone to make those goals happen. So the more emotion, whether that's the desire for pleasure or the avoidance of pain that you put behind those initial goals, the better off you're going to be. Now, once you've created a list or a brainstorm of goals, of dreams that you want, well, now we're going to break them down into actual goals. So those things that we talked about, paying off debt, retiring your husband, maybe it's going on a vacation, maybe it's making 10K a month or getting 10 new clients. Are those realistic goals that you can achieve within 30 days? If not, if it's going to take you longer than that to achieve them, then we're going to classify them as a dream. And we are going to say, okay, what can we do in the next 30 days to move us closer to that dream? If it can be achieved within 30 days, it becomes a goal. It becomes something that is realistic, achievable. We can measure it. We can start to create tasks that we can do on a daily and weekly basis to move us toward that goal. So step one is identify the dream, the big vision. What is it that you want to be and do and have with this business? Step two is to take those dreams and break them down and say, what can I do within the next 30 days to move myself closer to achieving that big dream? So maybe it's making 10K a month is the big dream. That's what you eventually want to do. Well, if it doesn't seem that that's possible to do or realistic to do in the next 30 days based on where you are now, ask yourself, what is realistic? What is a realistic income goal in the next 30 days? If paying off all of your debt seems a little unrealistic, then ask yourself, what is? Could you pay $500 towards it this month? Give yourself something actionable to work toward. If retiring your husband probably isn't going to happen in the next 30 days, well, what can you do to move a little bit closer to that goal, to that dream? And that becomes a 30-day goal. Now, make sure after you've written your 30-day goal, how does that feel? Does it feel realistic? Are you excited? Are you motivated and inspired to work toward it? Good. That's what we want. And once you've done that, well, then we're going to start to get real with it. What must be done? What do you need to do in the next week, in the next 24 hours? To start to move closer and closer to achieving that goal. These are actionable tasks. Do you need to go to an event? Do you need to call somebody? Do you need to schedule so many client calls? Do you need to create something? Notice these words that I'm using. They're action words. So create tasks, write them down in a way it's letting your brain know these are things that I actually have to do in order to achieve that goal. And then set to work to start doing them. Now, the only thing at this point, once you have identified dreams and then 30-day goals and then weekly and daily tasks so that you can achieve those goals, the only thing that could possibly hold you back at this point is you. You need to be mindful of where your procrastination comes in, where excuses start to form, and be able to hold yourself accountable. If not, please, for the sake of your own success, find an accountability buddy that will help to hold you accountable. This is huge. Until you created the disciplinary actions to move through all of these phases consistently and repeatedly with success on your own. This is all about forming new success habits. Goal achievement isn't something that just gets done. It's something that you have to continue to choose to do every single day. Who's going to hold you accountable? Is it a spouse? Is it a best friend, a business bestie, or a coach? This should be somebody that is equally invested in your goals, that wants you to be successful, and that is willing to get uncomfortable enough to call you out when you're not doing your stuff, and who is going to be able to push you out of your comfort zone. This should be somebody who you want to impress. You don't want to let this person down. You are going to make a promise to this person and then keep your promise. Who is that person? If you don't have that person yet, I encourage you to find that person right away. If there's nobody in your life that would make a good accountability buddy, please invest in a coach. It is one of the best investments you'll ever make in your life, because it could be the thing that makes or breaks your success when it comes to setting and achieving goals. So if you have questions about any of this, please leave a comment. Let me know. I want to help you set and achieve your goals so that you can be the life coach that you have always wanted to be. Whatever that means to you, you wrote it down in those be, do, and haves. You can do this. You do have what it takes. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you have an amazing 30 days as you're rocking your goals. And I look forward to seeing you right here on the next video.